Chapter 13, Operation Warp Speed and President Trump. Looking back, we should now be able to appreciate the balancing act required of the president under these conflicting demands, as if he were walking a tightrope without any special balancing accessories.
There was an additional injustice in the challenge President Trump faced. While he was trying to protect the country from the COVID-19 pandemic, the country was simultaneously trying to destroy him through impeachment proceedings. It is rare in history for a leader to face the challenge of defending against external and internal attacks at the same time. The impeachment process began long before the actual proceedings, which took place from January 13th to February 6th, 2020, and it continued indefinitely. We all know the desire for impeachment persisted and followed President Trump even after he left the office. He was never truly free to focus on his duties, caught between impeachment 1 and impeachment 2, which occurred in 2021. Now that he is the democratically elected presidential candidate for 2024, the pressure has reached epic levels. President Trump was in a political chokehold during his presidency and even after leaving the White House. During his presidency, the chokehold was tied to the preparation for the 2020 impeachment and the falsehoods surrounding his management of COVID pandemic. Now, as he prepares for his 2024 election, the chokehold is the series of unbelievable lawsuits where he is constantly shuttled from one courtroom to another, his mouth figuratively taped by gag orders. He has no time to campaign, and he cannot even speak about his misfortunes. The contradictory statements related to an adult movie star seem more important than what President Trump can or cannot recall about the allegations. Mature individuals might seriously consider avoiding extortion attempts against popular leaders. For most of 2020, the WHO repeatedly denied the airborne spread of COVID-19 and misdirected recommendations for preventing the pandemic spread. It is also quite unbelievable that the WHO, as reported by Will Fever and Noah Higgins-Dunn, stated on June 8, 2020, that asymptomatic spread of coronavirus is very rare. Both these positions taken by the WHO were later proven wrong. COVID-19 did spread through the air, and studies showed that nearly 50% of infections came from asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic individuals. It is ironic that critics urged President Trump to follow the science, when these scientific guidelines from the WHO were in fact massive doses of misinformation. Whenever President Trump tried to follow the science, he was criticized for that as well. He was exploring all possible ways to control the pandemic and help the public. When the idea of coronavirus became easily destroyed by household bleach was presented to him, he wondered if something like that could be adapted for treating COVID-19. Comedians and the so-called experts had a field day with this remark, despite President Trump reflecting on the well-known historical concept of the fine line between poison and medicine. For instance, 98% of Western Europe has banned fluoridation because fluorine is a toxic substance. Yet in the United States, CDC recommends fluoridation of our drinking water. Arsenic is a poisonous material, yet in small amounts it can serve as a pharmaceutical agent. Mercury was used extensively in the past despite being a toxic substance. In fact, the classic toxicology maxim by Paracelsus states, "All things are poison, and nothing is without poison. The dosage alone makes it so a thing is not a poison." Most people do not know that captopril, widely used to control high blood pressure by inhibiting angiotensin converting enzyme, is derived from the venom of Brazilian arrowhead viper. There are countless examples of poison and chemicals used as medicines when adequately diluted and modified. The entire homeopathic medicine field is based on this principle. President Trump was merely wondering if this concept could be applied. Criticizing him for this was irresponsible and disrespectful.